years, cars were becoming a bigger and bigger part of The Sims. They went from simply arriving to pick your Sims up for work to something you could actually buy, drive, and use in their everyday life. Then The Sims 4 came out, and usable cars completely disappeared. More than 10 years later, players are still asking the same question. What the heck happened to cars in Sims 4? Cars were technically in The Sims from the very beginning, but you couldn't actually own one. In the first game, they were mainly there as transport. Your Sims carpool would turn up to take them to work, kids had the school bus, and later on taxis were added, so Sims could travel to community lots. Part 8 was where the big change happened, because it introduced downtown, which meant Sims suddenly needed a proper way to leave their home and go somewhere else. And I actually really liked this about the first game, because even though cars didn't have much gameplay, they made everything feel a little bit more real. Instead of your Sim just walking to the edge of the lot and disappearing, something could actually come and pick them up. So cars in The Sims 1 was pretty basic, but they were already doing something that Sims 4 mostly doesn't. The Sims 2 is where cars properly became part of your Sim's life. Nightlife let you buy one for your household, and it wasn't just a decorative object sitting outside. Your Sims could actually walk over to it, open the door, get in, and pull out the driveway. And that sounds like such a small thing now, but it made cars feel so real and like they actually belonged in the house. You could build a garage around them, have a Sim use their own car instead of waiting for the work carpool, or just take it out for a drive for no real reason. Then free time it took it even further with this completely wrecked car that your Sims could slowly restore. You start with basically a pile of scrap, work on it over time, fix the engine, body, and repaint it, and eventually end up with a car you could actually use. And that's the biggest difference with the Sims 2 cars. They weren't only transport, they felt like possessions, something your Sim could save for, build around, fix up, show off, and actually interact with. Then The Sims 3 made cars feel completely different again, because this time the world was open. So instead of your Sim getting in a car and disappearing, you could actually follow them and they drove around town. Whether they were going to work, visiting someone, or just heading somewhere on the other side of the map, I think this made cars feel a lot more like actual transport. There are loads of different ones too, from normal everyday cars to motorbikes, police cars, fire engines, and even an ice cream van that weirdly followed you around. And one of my favourite features was you could actually teach teen Sims how to drive. With Generations, an adult Sim could take a teenager out in the car, help them practice, and eventually they'd learn to drive on their own. And Sims 3 also had this very Sims feature where your Sims could build a relationship with their car and even name it. So in The Sims 3, cars had gone from something that just picked you up from work or school to something your Sims could actually drive and build a life around. And that's why cars in The Sims 3 has always been my favourite, and I really love the car gameplay in The Sims 3. And then we get to Sims 4. And just like a lot of the features that are missing from the game, cars are just gone. And I do get part of it. The Sims 4 isn't an open world anymore, so obviously cars can't work in the exact same way they did in Sims 3. But what I really don't get is why they're barely included at all. We don't even have cars picking Sims up for work, there's no school bus, and we don't have proper cars that we can just use to decorate our house or build garages around. What's weird is that cars are still everywhere in the game. They drive past in the background, they're parked around different worlds, so they clearly still exist in the world of Sims 4, they're just completely disconnected from our Sims. And I think that's why people want them back so badly. It's less about needing to physically drive everywhere and more about wanting cars to feel like part of everyday life again. So what do we do now? And the answer, my friends, is like a lot of things in The Sims, we go to mods. And I would like to share with you the mod that I use. It's called the Car Woohoo mod by Make It Sizzle. And despite the name, it does a lot more than just woohoo. It basically gives you a whole driving system. So you can teach your Sim how to drive with this little notebook. You even like get a bus stop, and it's just really great. And obviously you get cars and you can fix them up, go for a drive, go for holidays. I really highly recommend it, guys. There are a lot of mods for cars, but this is the one I personally recommend. Thank you so much for watching. This is my second video. My name's Liberty. Yeah, and this is my car. I've been sitting here boiling in the non-aircon car to get the best audio. Yeah, but thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you think there's actually ever a chance that they ever put cars in The Sims. I think at this point it's a bit too late. Not that I wouldn't take it, but I just mean like I don't think they're gonna do it. But yeah, let me know if you think they will. Or also, one of my theories is everyone knows that Project X is coming out, which is like the new Sims 5. My theory is that they're gonna do like an open world Sims 4, and that's why it's not technically Sims 5, because it's just open world Sims 4. And I guess that would bring cars in. So yeah, that's my theory. Let me know what you think. And thank you so much for watching. Like I said, this is my second ever video, and it's a very new channel, but I'm very excited for it. And yeah, okay, bye.